What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Ola coming to you live. What's going on, men of prestige, ladies and gentlemen of prestige? Welcome back. Today we have this topic we are going to talk about. Yes, we have to talk about it, right? We have to talk about this. So I'm paying attention to what you guys really want to talk about, and we're going to talk about a woman sends her husband packing. This is Prestige Hour number 10. Number 10. All right. So we've been coming. It's a lot long. It's a lot more than that. We probably have about 300 or so videos on this platform, but let's just call it number 10. So we'll start counting right now. Okay. So that's what we want to talk about today. It's a video that we are reacting to. I've got tons of lessons that we're going to extract together out of it. But I also have 7 questions for you that I have jam questions. I'm sorry. I have jam questions that we have to that I want your answers to. Without any further ado, let's get started. Right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome back. Shout out to you. If you're watching me right now live, please feel free to introduce yourself. I want to know what we are hanging out with. And then also make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to this platform because honestly, I need your help. I need your help to grow the platform, to get these messages out there more, right? So shout out to you. Shout out to all the Prestige family, the Obodo fam that are here the day ones. Thank you so much for always stopping by. We do have this video that we want to react to today, and in addition to that, I have seven questions. I was just coming off of my sister channel and to be's platform Obodo Imbo. And I listened to a lot of people's assessment and the analysis of just one of the videos that was reviewed on there. I have that video. I've had that video. I've decided I was going to talk about it today early in the morning. But thank goodness she actually did. She gave me some more. And to be is a gift that keeps giving. So I was able to listen to a lot of people's take on it, and we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Absolutely. But again, I need your help. Okay, hit that like button, grab the link to this video, share with 3 people, right? Share this video, let people know we're here, we're talking, we're having a conversation. We've kind of found like a baseline in the growth, right? Right now we're at I'll tell you what, the we're at 1076 subscribers, 1077. Somebody must have just hit the subscribe button, right? So we're about what, 23 away from 1100. That's the next stop. So let's do it. Let's do it, right? So again, we're talking about this video. I want to address that video first, but I also have again 7 questions that we're going to talk about. A woman sends her husband packing. Okay. So I'm just gonna play the video and then we're just gonna react together, and then we'll see if we can extract some lessons out of it because we tend to run out of time. Now I have a question real quickly. Do you guys prefer this 1 hour, this Prestige hour, or you want me to extend it? Okay. There's a cost for either choice. Okay. You want to extend it to 2 hours, 3 hours, or you like this 1 hour? We come here, we keep it simple, and we go back and spend time with our family. What do you prefer? You leave a comment, leave a chat, let me know what you prefer, right? The cost of doing it 1 hour is that we'll really have to show up on time and make sure we're engaging as much as possible all the way through in order for YouTube to promote it more. But if we stay a little bit longer, people kind of find us and we have to do less work in, hitting the like, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff. But people kind of find us anyway when we stay longer, right? So there's a cost to either way, right? So if you want us to keep it 1 hour, then you really have to engage from the beginning and then make sure you hit the like, subscribe, share it. And if you really want to help, you grab the link, you send it to 3 people, and then we can keep it simple like that. All right. All right. So Mario says that an hour is perfect. Mandrell, a day one, says extend it. What's up, Mandrell? What's up, Mario? Depending on how the conversation is going, yes. If it was up to me, I'm a busy man. 1 hour is perfect for me, but this is a business platform. I'll do whatever I have to do as long as the people want it, right? But there's a cost to all of it, right? So it's going to cost me a little bit of sacrifice if people want it, right? But yeah, thank you for that, Mandrell. So let's watch this video, right? I know a bunch of people are still hanging out with Anta B. Let's watch this video, and then let's watch it together. I'll pause it and stop it, and I got a bunch of questions around this video. But let's get to it, right?
B, come on now, come on. B, all I'm asking is for us to just go out on one date. And if you like it, we can pick up things from there.
But you have a girlfriend.
No, I don't.
Then who is that girl I'm always seeing you with?
Oh, she's my wife, but we are just friends. Just wife she is. It's not like we have anything serious.
I think Mitch is beautiful because he's got good brains. I am the way your son don't need a gun to
It's you I want to date. I don't want to date my wife. B.
All right. So that's just a quick icebreaker. Okay, that's not the video. Let's get into the video, right? Let's get into the video. It's a long one, but we're gonna get through it together.
The car is standing on the road, and she squeezed the key out of the driver, and the driver is not moving.
All right. So this young lady, let me first of all, let me see. I think John is John. I see you. Give me 1 second, right? This young lady, she's speaking a lot of Igbo, Nigerian, one of the main languages in Nigeria. So I'm not sure if John maybe can, I don't think I really need much translation right now because I already got some of the things that they're talking about. But basically, she's kicking this dude out, and one of the accusations she's making, well, she's cursing him out. But the question you always ask is that who's the person filming? Who is filming, right? And why are they filming? There's some situations, okay, where we don't have to worry about if it's a skit or not, right? If it's relevant, it's relevant. If it's irrelevant, because sometimes you review like a video here and there, you react to it, and people say it's a skit. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a skit. If the topic is relevant, we can talk about with respect to relationships, then we can, right? So, yep. Let me pull up. John, what's going on? John, are you there? Are you there? You can unmute.
Yeah, hello. Good day. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, John. What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm a fan, as a subscriber actually. Yeah.
Thank you. Where are you plugging in from?
Yeah. Calling from Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah.
From Lagos. Gotcha. Do you understand? You speak Igbo?
Not too well. I was born into a mixed family, so I happen to understand one language, but Igbo not really that deep. In fact, not at all.
Which language do you understand?
I understand Yoruba actually. My mom
Oh,
is
Yoruba.
Yeah.
Okay. But Unwa Bufo, if I'm correct, is Igbo name,
Yeah,
though,
it's
right?
Igbo. Yeah, I'm from
Okay.
Anambra. Yes, from my father's side. Yeah.
Got you. And you don't understand Igbo. All these Igbo people understand Yoruba more than us.
Yeah.
Face your
And
own language.
yeah, I grew up here. I was born here in Ikeja actually, so I grew up here.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's been a long time coming. I know the parents, they didn't speak much of a language to us. It was when growing up, it was mostly English and English and English. So
That's one
how
of the
we
problems with Nigerians. They
yeah
teach they raise their kids with English language, and then they blame
yeah
us to not want to face the culture.
speak language. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. What's on your mind before we continue this video?
Okay, I don't I'm not really sure. Probably you just brief me on what actually going on in the
Okay,
background.
let's watch it together. Just hang out with me. Let's watch it
All
together.
right.
All
Thank
right,
you.
good.
Yeah.
Yep.
You called police. Why? No, that's it. Why will you call police? It's not like I'm
So she's accusing. So basically, at this point, she's cursing out the person that's recording the video. I've seen it a little bit, and she's cursing that person out. She's cursing that person's child out, and then she's also obviously cursing out her own husband. She kicked her own husband out, and she's accusing him of calling the police. Now, I read someone else that let me see if I can pull up this other video. Maybe we can get a little bit of a background here, because there's another story. Again, this is all alleged, right? We don't know what we don't know. It is what it is, right? But there's this right here. I'm going to pull this up, and then I'm going to read it, and then we'll continue to watch the video. This right here, all right? So I have to squint my eyes a little bit. It says, Nigerian woman sends her husband packing after he called the UK police on her. This is according to, shout out to Instablog Niger. On her, called the UK police on her because she allegedly threatened to delete him. A yet to be identified Nigerian couple were the center of attraction in their community in the United Kingdom following a misunderstanding that ensued between them. A source who shared the video reports this man brought his wife from Nigeria to the UK, imported wife. See, I didn't realize that this was an imported wife. Okay. No offense to all the imported people. It is what it is. Some of us are imported. I was imported from somewhere else too. It's okay.
True. You're right.
Yeah. A source who shared the video reports this man brought his wife from Nigeria to the UK. He trained her in the university so she can obtain a better paying job as they have kids. They recently had an argument and she's threatened to delete her husband with a weapon, which led him to call the police. She fumed at his reaction and sent him packing. The man had to invite his friends to assist him with packing his belongings and recorded the video. I had it there. She was even rude to his friends and their neighbors.
Yeah, I think it's enough. There's no need to read the full story because
Hold on. Let me get that last paragraph. Let me get that. This is one of the reasons why some of us don't want to bring a woman from. This is very important. That was actually very important. This is one of the reasons why some of us don't want to bring a woman from Nigeria to the UK. Her kind are blocking the way of good women in Nigeria that are yet to join their husbands in Western countries. Go ahead, my brother. Speak.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm so sorry to call you short because stories like this are very irritating. All right. You see, the problem with this is why we advise people, men, not to, when you are at a certain peak of your life, don't date down. Look for someone in your category. It's necessary. It's very important because in this part of the world, you see, just like they say, they say you don't know a man's true character until he becomes rich. I think that word is also applied to a woman too. You see, in this part of the world where women are not empowered, in Africa where women are not empowered, you have women making decision based on, how do I put it, based on personal interest.
Okay.
Unlike in the West, whereby a woman has everything, she's working full time. So that women in the West are more affectionate than women in in low income countries like Africa and Nigeria. Because let me tell you one thing about a woman's
is
nature.
that what you think or that's what you heard?
No, I'm trying to bring out something here. I'm not trying to bring out something here.
No, I know. I'll let you continue. I just want to know, is that what you think or that's what you heard?
What I heard and what I've experienced also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's just it. So you see, one thing about a woman's nature is that women are very picky when it comes to men. For example, if you display a picture of about 6 men or 7 men for a woman to pick, she will pick only one. Or unlike men, we can pick about 3 to 4 women because we don't really have a choice like that. So most times when these women are not empowered,
Okay.
when these women are not empowered, they are most likely going to make decisions based on, how do I put it, based on survival.
Survival. Okay.
Yes, that's it. So this is why you see in this part of the world, for example Nigeria, it's very difficult to identify true love because women are not empowered in this part of the world. They are not empowered. So they are doing something for something. They're doing for this
For a
woman
game.
now. Yes, this woman now is obvious that she doesn't love this guy, and the guy brought her. She's someone that she could not fly on her own.
Right.
She climbed on his back, and now she's where she is.
All right.
Glory be to God. So she never really loved this guy. So that is why I tell people.
Let me play the rest of the video. I want you to pay attention to some part of the video where she was actually saying that she's the one paying the rent. Let's continue the video. Stay with me.
Okay.
On Sunday.
Charles, go inside that car, sit down.
So that's one of the friends that was recording, telling Charles, who is the actual husband, to go in a car and sit down, right? And then there's another guy who seems to be a friend who is talking to her. If you look down there, right? So it looks like the guy has some support, some sort of support system, right? And she's fighting hard, right? Then to me, it doesn't look like she just got there. It looks like somebody who knows her way around a little bit. But that's neither here nor there, right? Because some of them, we've heard some stories, right? I do still think men are in control of this if they are willing to learn how to, right? Some of them they'll be here for years before they actually show their true colors, right? Let's keep playing the video. So what I was told earlier is that all of these idiots calling people imbecile and all this kind of stuff, she was basically cursing out all the friends of the guy who are there, and she's saying if you're supporting this man, right? If you're supporting this man, that God will crash your marriage or something like that. Like she's cursing out, it's completely cursing them out, based off of, she feels like they're taking sides, basically, right? So,
Don't talk to me. If I'm with it, get out from this place. Get out. You are.
The man. I want to attack the man.
Chalo, no, my dad is not. Chalo, Charlie, please. Mwelu, Ebun Jono. Mama, now we're the three. If or I'm not going to shoot some daily, I will go to God. Show what? What's in the idea? I dash you 30 pounds yesterday. It's big, I'm showing my man doing, I'm dashing.
All right, so I don't want to bore us out too much. Just move forward a little bit.
Going inside, witness whatever he's doing.
So eventually, the cops showed up again. Let me see it there. Because they're speaking this different language, I don't want to bore us out too much. But again, you can see the cop or the police, as they call them in UK. UK police showed up. You can see that.
They're taking a record of what is going on. Police have arrived.
Police have arrived.
And then the neighbors have.
All right. So they're speaking a bunch of Igbo, but we're gonna hear some.
That's just being witness to everything. We're watching the wife.
Okay, aha, this part right here. This part right here is very important.
At the back.
I came here yesterday when I was
That's just being witness to everything. We're watching the wife. She's videoing us. She's taking the video to all of us.
To me. So that's
what they want to do.
This is him. Look at the two of them.
That's the wife.
Okay, so now she's figured out that they're recording. So she also wants to record. Now, that's very, very important detail right there. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. If I forget, please remind me. I'm actually going to try to write it down right now. It's very important that we notice that, yes, because one of the questions is going to come up later on here is going to be an important part of this. Because anyone can end up in this kind of situation. Anyone. I don't care how smart you think you are. You can end up in this kind of situation. Especially when you think you can never end up in that kind of situation. That's when it happens. All right? So let's keep going.
True.
Everything is going on fine.
So she starts filming too.
Just be quick and get whatever you want to get and let us go.
Okay, so
That's witness whatever.
she has his bags and luggages outside.
Come to the streets. That's everything you need to know here.
So that's Charles. That's the husband. He's checking in the luggage. I don't know what he's checking. That's all the bags and stuff outside. That's all his belongings outside right there.
Just the bag was open when you came.
It was open. With it. It's empty. It was filled up. It's empty.
So he's saying it was filled up, but it's now empty.
Look at how this is my passport.
That's another important detail. Okay, let's keep going.
A small girl with a big God. Listen to that voice, because if they are yesterday we talk.
Come to the streets. That's everything you need to know here.
And you see what happened.
Can you what happened?
Hold on. Hold on.
Can
Because
you happen?
no, I don't want to be
Hold
talking
on.
again.
What do you know?
Cello.
Is it missing?
Hold on. Because
Some of the friends are still trying to appease her. It's obvious that she's the physical aggressor, right? But is she the only?
I can see that.
Right, but is she really the only aggressor? She is obviously the physical aggressor, but is she the only aggressor? Let's keep going.
Cello, this is over. Yesterday night, I sent you and sent to your wife.
You don't have the key, but the bag is already open. Yeah, he said.
His voice. Now,
So somebody opened this bag. They live in the same house. They're supposed to be a couple, and it was supposed to be one of a locked bag. I think that's what I heard. And then somebody had opened it with a pen. I think that's what I just heard. I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter. But it's almost done.
Just could you bring
Charlie,
those things to this side? Could you bring those things out? Yeah.
You see, not Charlie for police. It's not for police. No, listen to this and see how we make call. Call police for me. Police will come out and you see what happened. No, because I don't want to talk with anybody. Don't want to listen to me. Anybody that's
She said, I don't want to talk to anybody who doesn't want to listen to her. Right?
supported this marriage to be scattered.
Excuse me.
I don't want
Madam.
only half over from now to 3 months. Man, I you back police. Why will he call police for me? Police is just there. We said, why will he call police? He said he wants to leave. If he wants to leave, we leave.
Get what you should get. And let's go.
Okay, so there's a little detail there. He wanted to leave, but he called the police on. I guess maybe he wanted to get some stuff. That's the only thing that can explain that. Why would you need to call police if you're just trying to leave? Maybe he's trying to grab his stuff or certain things to leave, but you know, she's not letting him, right? And then he called the police. Why else would a man need to call the police? Or maybe it's what we read earlier. Maybe she threatened to delete him, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, so you saw what just
That's true.
happened.
Yeah.
She smacked the phone off of the hands of the person that was recording. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
You saw that. Okay, all right.
Listen, if you damage my phone,
If you try it, this is my compound.
you can't touch my phone. This is the road.
So the person that's recording, who is supposed to be ideally neutral at least, right? Hopefully neutral, right? But obviously it's not neutral. I say if you damage my phone, blah blah blah, right?
You have no right to do anything here.
No.
You have no right to do anything here.
Get out of this place.
I'm allowed to stand on
It's
the
not true.
road,
Get out of my compound.
call the
You deceiver.
but you can't do
This is
anything.
how you
Why?
police.
It is in here.
What,
My
yeah?
car work. Oh, work.
This is what- this is
You will
what-
pay for whatever you do now. Please be careful. I'm videoing
Yeah.
it. I'm videoing.
No, because I don't want to talk with anybody. I don't want to listen to me. Anybody that supported this marriage will be scattered.
Excuse me.
I don't want
Madam.
only half over from now to 3 months. Man, I wish you back police.
Madam, Biko.
Why will he call police for me? Police gets there. We said, why will he call police? He said he wants to leave. If he wants to leave, leave.
Get what you should get. And let's go.
Oh yeah.
All right. So her point of contention. You still there with me, John?
Yeah, definitely. Why not? I'm here with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Her point of contention, because I want to hear your thoughts on this. Her point of contention that she keeps saying the only thing we know is that they called the police on her, according to her. According to Instablog Niger, what we read earlier, she threatened to delete this man. What are your thoughts? Go ahead.
Yeah, like as you said earlier, she must have been a very physical person, and women in this time she could use a reverse psychology probably to lie on him. So I think he did the best thing to invite the witness and the police, so to ensure that things are supervised properly, so he does not end up being victimized. You understand? So you can see this time, as a woman, she might want to use the legal system against him. That's the first
Right.
thing. And she might
Right.
lie that you just put up propaganda, and so I think the guy did the best thing. He's probably he has stayed in the system for a very long time and understand how things works over there. I think it's the best thing for him. So she he wanted to leave, and she has been threatening him, so he had to call the appropriate authority, call a witness to make sure that he's not victimized in the end. So there's a
Gotcha.
witness. Yeah, that's it.
Gotcha. Now, Myra says, let's see what Myra says here. We have no context here. People from both genders with long held gripes insert their emotions. She's definitely violent, and people can leave if they want to. I'd call police too. I think Myra's a lady. She continues, your caller keeps saying women plus negative statement. There are words that can be used to avoid making generalized statements. What do you say about that, John?
Yeah, I'm not saying women in general, but I'm just trying to let's look at the character of the person in question here. So seeing her, she's a very physical person. So and I'm not trying to put women in the whole block, but looking at the character of the person, I think that's the best way to he could have handled such situation, to avoid stories that touch the heart. That's just it. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I did notice that, you're a little bit on the, but also you're right. This is obviously a woman who is being aggressive, at least from what we can see, right? Um, I would definitely say that there's a lot of passive aggression going on that scene. You know what I mean by passive aggressive, right? People that are
Yeah.
not necessarily touching
Mhm.
you, but they have their ways of instigating, right? Like for example, let's flip it, right? Let's say me and my wife were having a conflict on this street here, right? And then her friend shows up and start filming everything. Of course, that's gonna make me feel some type of way, right? That's passive aggression, and there's a lot of ways in marriages, in relationships, that people become extremely passive aggressive, and they act like they're supposed to be given a pass. So all of the men on that scene that were filming and also having something to say negatively in the same, like for example, the guy that was actually filming, who said, if you damage my phone, if you damage my phone, you know, is passive aggression, you know. Now, you're also right. Right? This is when they say I'm on the fence. If we have enough stories out there where it's just your words against mine, and then we end up in a court, what evidence do you have? Right? Especially if somebody uh, had, had been found to be threatening people, right? Because that type of damage is irreversible. If somebody throws something across the room in a house and it ends up deleting a person, you can't reverse that. You can't bring that back, you know?
Yeah, true. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you know, like I always say, when it comes to these types of when it comes to romantic relationships, it tends to be both people's fault. What's going on, Mindro? Good to see you, man.
Hey, how you doing?
Thanks for stopping by, man. Thanks for your support.
Hey, always.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. What do you think? You follow that? Did you follow that all the way?
I saw it. Yeah, I mean, he calls the cops on her. What was his reason for calling the cops? I know she was going off and going crazy, and she breaks the guy who was filming. I saw her break his phone, and she was saying something in African talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
y'all got like 8 trillion languages over there on that continent.
We do. We do.
You do. In every country, there's 8 trillion different languages in every country on the continent.
Literally.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You have 4 people speaking 4 different languages, but they all understand each other, and it's like, what?
Yep.
Like, how is this even possible? You
I know.
what I'm saying? But
I know. It's survival, man. You do what
it
you got to
is.
do.
They learn. I mean, Africans learn. They
Yep.
pick up on language real quick
Yes, sir.
because
Yes,
there's so
sir.
many of them. But yeah, I saw it going off, and when it comes to this, I've never understood.
He called. I called. Not to cut you short. You were asking why he called the police.
Yeah.
That news platform, they're claiming, Instablog Nigeria is claiming that it's because I guess a close family friend said she had threatened to delete him.
Oh.
So then the other thing I could infer from this whole thing is that he was trying to leave, because she said that herself on the scene. He was trying to leave, but he called the police. Why would anybody trying to leave call the police? Maybe you're not because women who are in this situation tend to do that. They will lock the doors and say you're not going anywhere.
Right.
We don't know if that's what happened, but I've seen tons of stories. Exactly, that's how it's almost like they planned it, right? Every time I hear this story, right, they lock the door and say you're not going anywhere because you're not listening to what they're trying to say. You're trying to run away, because the way we were raised, I think I've said this on your panels before. My father, if there's any conflict, one of the first things he would do is grab the key and step out and let things cool down before he comes back. But a lot of the modern times, women, they understand that. They saw that too. And sometimes they'll lock the door. So, like you're not going anywhere.
You're going to
So
listen
that
to
may
what I
have
have
caused
to
them to
say.
call the cops.
You're going to listen to what I have to say. You're not going anywhere. You're going to sit here and
Yeah.
you're going to listen to me.
Exactly.
That whole
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But go ahead, man.
She was dead wrong. If the guy wants to step out and leave and let things cool off, that actually is the best way to get results. No matter if the results are positive or negative, you get results that way, because now you can come back and reapproach the situation with a clear head and not just off emotion. And in this situation, raw emotion, untamed, because she was mad.
She was angry.
Yeah, she was angry. So
Yeah.
when you're that way, you're not rational. And gender doesn't matter in that situation. When you're enraged, you are not rational.
Of course
pretty
not.
much, yeah, you pretty much have one objective, and that's to hurt the person or thing that you're
Yes.
focused on. You know,
Yes.
and that's all that is. And if she threatened to delete him, and many people say that, you know, oh, I'll kill you. But
Right.
no one's actually, you know, how many people actually do it? You know,
They do.
Huh?
They do sometimes.
They do sometimes, right? So I do understand why the calling of the police, if she wouldn't letting him leave, if
Yeah.
she threatens to delete him, then what else is the guy supposed to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she gets so angry at someone who has nothing to do with it, which is the person who's holding the camera.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I think calling the cops in this case probably was for the best, because that could have gone way left.
You know, like you said, right? We get angry at when we find ourselves in that kind of state, which, like I said earlier, can happen to anyone. If you got put in the position where you got tested emotionally, you know, just don't know what you can do, man. You know, if you find yourself in that kind of situation, like this, like Mario just said, why do these people upload these videos? No one knows them. So why are they publicizing their conflict? This is not a courtroom. Sometimes men will say, I need the evidence.
Yeah.
And the truth is that if all you needed it for was evidence, why upload it if nothing has happened? Right?
Right.
Why put that in anywhere or send it to anyone? Well, some people send it to their friends or anything like that. They send it to their friends just in case something happens to me. And if you're consuming this kind of content all the time and you find yourself in conflict in the marriage all the time, you're kind of like starting to wonder, like, I don't want nothing to happen to me, right?
Yeah.
But it's weird. I think people just do the wrong. Like, if you don't step out from a situation like this, if you don't find your way out, you're gonna end up making the wrong decision too, because you can't think.
The person won't let you. They're irrational, and most people out the gate don't want conflict.
Yeah,
they don't want controversy on them. They're okay watching it happen to other people,
right?
But when it comes their way, no way. They want nothing to do with it. So they try. The fight or flight kicks in.
Yeah,
everyone knows how to fight, but very few people know how to fight.
I know.
You know, some people get violent.
Well, that's if it's physical. Emotional, right, a lot of people fight.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, even in this situation, even if there's a way to calm her down and handle this situation without the guy ever getting violent.
Right.
You know, he could have stood there and let her go on and go on and go on, and keep in his mind, just let her get it out, let her get it out, let her cool off, let her say what she has to say, and then I'll reply or leave for a while and come back when she's cooled off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
Sometimes that's what it takes. You know, just the person just needs to get something off their chest.
Right.
Now, if she was throwing stuff at him and she was getting violent, I get it. It's time to go, man.
Yeah, but then it makes me question, why does he have all this time to call his friends over? Like Brother Patrick just said here, the man has his friends' support. Right? Most women flare up as a form of defense. See, there's always a equilibrium looking to achieve itself, with or without our help. Right? There's always a form of equilibrium looking to achieve itself. And sometimes it doesn't look fair because we're only measuring physical and tangible against physical and tangible. What about the emotional aspect of things, right?
Right.
If you have all of this emotional support, how is she calculating that in her head? Is that why she's trying to overcompensate by all this yelling and cursing all of them out?
Carrying on, yeah.
Right? He said the man would have been patient knowing the kind of woman she is, instead of the friend filming and put her in radar. Yes, Brother Patrick, because that's why I said, while there is a lot of aggression physically from her, the passive aggression is matching it. At least it's trying to match it. And a lot of people don't address that part. They just want to talk about, she should be at fault just because she's aggressive. Well, to me, fault is not relevant. These people are in a marriage, right? If the only time fault will be relevant is if something terrible happens and they end up in a court, yes, the system will hold someone accountable for it. Somebody's going to jail.
Yeah.
As an attempt to still achieve that same equilibrium because somebody's life just got deleted. So, but when the system is not involved yet, somebody's gonna have to take responsibility to find that equilibrium. If you don't want the equilibrium to find itself, you have to take an attempt. In other words, sometimes you have to, like you were saying, as a man, calm yourself down first, because you're probably overreacting in that moment too. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know if it came out of nowhere, her behavior, but I mean, even if it did, once you recognize what was going on, all right, let me calm down, because
like, whoa,
if we both get rowdy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we both get aggressive, then this is not going to end well. And that's normally when both parties of a disagreement are aggressive.
Yep.
How often does that end peaceably?
Well, never.
It doesn't. Right. It doesn't. If both parties involved in a disagreement are aggressive, that never ends well.
Never.
There's going to be a fight at the minimum. You know what I mean? And and then after the fight, I'm sure both the people are like, that was stupid.
Yeah, if they made it there, if they don't kill each other, if they don't delete each other first, right?
If they don't delete, exactly. If they don't delete each other first, they're like, man, that was stupid. What was I thinking?
We've all been there, man. We look back and we say, like, why did I react to that like that? Why didn't I hold myself? If you've been around for a while, if you're at least over 30, you've had that moment where you're like, okay, I could have, calmed down a little bit and let things cool off, at least with myself as a person, because people always think you're doing it for the other person. It's like, no, you're not doing it for anyone else outside of yourself. They might benefit from it, sure, but you're doing it for yourself always. And if you love yourself enough and you have enough self-respect, you will know that when it comes to emotionally driven relationships, we're not talking war where you want to destroy a nation now. We're talking about this is between you and somebody you actually love. You always go to, I have some self-respect. Let me calm down. I don't know what's going on with this crazy person. If you have to tell yourself all kind of craziness in your head to make yourself cool down, but let me calm down, or they lock the door. Okay, all right, let me chill, right? There's a lot of self-talk. What do you guys call it? Like self-talk that you have to do in that moment, because it's easier said than done, to be frank. To just when somebody's in your face and they're cursing you out and all this kind of, it's easier said than done to calm down. And a lot of little kids, I'm talking about people potentially below 30, may say, no, you got to put her in her place. I'm like, you're not helping yourself doing that. It's you're acting like you're about to put somebody that's thinking straight in their place. They're not thinking straight. As a matter of fact, you weren't thinking straight. Now you have to bring yourself to thinking straight, because it takes two to engage, to be in that kind of rage in the first place. For the most part, at least. There are some crazy ones out there. Right?
Yes, there are. There are definitely some crazy ones out there, man.
Yeah.
Insane. I mean, just blow up over any small thing.
Yep. And she's a crazy one right now, at least from what we can see. But maybe she wasn't crazy like that. Maybe he was passive aggressive. Maybe he was dismissive. Maybe she's been talking about a few issues for a few years. Maybe he had not paid attention to her for years, right? Maybe she just had it. She's done, right? And this is just how we don't know. But what we can tell you is that in this kind of situation, nothing good is going to come out of it. Just because you're fuming doesn't mean you're going to be okay after they found her to be guilty in court. You're still fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, you sure are. You're still fucked, man.
So I got a few questions. Let me shout out to you. Got a few minutes to hang out with me?
Yeah, I gotta say, man, I do like your perspective on things.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
that. I really do. Like that's why I support you and I support your channel. I do enjoy your perspective.
Thank you, man.
It is very enlightened, well thought out. Like you kind of understand the world underneath the surface. Like people see surface level things, you see beyond that.
Yes,
and you
absolutely.
not only
I
that,
try to.
Yeah, not only that, but you comprehend it. you comprehend what's really going on.
It took me a while, man. I had to get dragged by lead attorney first, man. I had to get dragged by him first. I realized, okay, I'm dealing with a different animal here, man. You know,
lead attorney though. I mean, that's a lawyer. You know, that's the person who argues for a living.
He's my guy. I like his. I like it. I liked his smoke that he brought me, and he allowed me to shape up a little bit so I can have effective communication with the audience.
I like lead attorney. Yeah. I watch his content as well. Yeah. Been watching him for a while too, but yeah, very insightful, man. I mean, I do my best to do the same thing, not just look at what's on surface level, but look beyond
behind the scenes.
What's really going on here?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, like I said, not only that, but you comprehend it. Like you have a real comprehension of what's actually going on in various situations that I've seen that I've observed along with you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a writer. Maybe that's unfair. I'm a writer, so maybe that's unfair a little bit. Not to measure against other people.
You're a writer because of the way your mind works. Not the other way around. Your mind don't work the way it does because you're a writer.
But I don't know, man. Yesterday I was on Clubhouse, right? And this guy must have been like 17 years old or so. The way he talks, at least. Is definitely not above 25. He came in, everybody was having this conversation, right? They were having this conversation. I forgot what the title was, you know, but it was something about chivalry is dead. Okay, chivalry is dead. Who killed it? Black man or who? Right? And then he came into the room, he cursed out all the women, and then cursed out all the simps in the room, and then said, I'm opening the room, people follow me. And then people in the chat were like, okay, I'm following you right now. I'm like, oh, that's all I gotta do, just curse out women and call all the men in the room simps. That's all I gotta do, right?
Right. That's like no one realized that he comes in, stirs up a hornet's nest, and all of a sudden, let's follow him. Why? That's all he has to do is curse out all the women and the simps, and y'all gonna follow him?
We got a bunch of morons that probably followed him, but that's another topic for another day. But thank you so much for your compliment. I try to be that man. Brother Patrick said if he knew the woman was going to hurt or delete him, he should have come with the police, grab his stuff and leave. Better still, get a restraining order while filming and threatening to call the police. Yeah, it's all questionable, and people don't think. First of all, they're not capable of thinking straight. I don't like when people give people credit that they intentionally just want to hurt each other. That's giving unnecessary credit as far as I'm concerned. They're not able to think that far. They're just human like the rest of us that refuse to work on themselves. That refuse to have emotional intelligence. That every time we say emotional intelligence, they say, there we go again, all this therapy nonsense. Like therapy is a scam. Like they don't realize the moment you say that, you just told me everything about yourself. You lack critical thinking. You lack critical thinking. And if you're an adult, you're guilty. If you're a man, worse.
Yeah.
Worse. Oh, that's not fair. Yeah, whatever. It's whatever, man. But let's get into the questions. I take one last one. You don't judge the person behind the behavior. Very refreshing. Yes. Yeah. We just got to pay a little bit extra attention.
Yeah, because it's the same thing with me. I always, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, the first thing in my head, why is she behaving that way?
Yes. Why?
That's the first thing. Yeah. Who cares what? Look at what she's doing. Yeah, but no. What caused her to go off like that? How about we look at that?
Yes. Yeah, why?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
she just want to be evil? Then slaughter. Like, is that simple? She just want to be evil? That's it?
Right. It's not. I mean, it's never that simple.
And then they go call you a simp. Like, no, you're the simple one. You're the simp.
You're just looking at just her behavior. What caused it? Why is she going off like that? Like, what causes a woman to act like that? Gee, because that's not normal.
That's not normal. We
what that is.
Right. We have encounters with those people at work every day. Whatever you want to call them, masculine, whatever, right? But they are normal people on a typical basis. What is going on behind the scenes? Why did she go? Maybe you're right. Maybe she's just crazy. Then we need to call the police and put her away.
Yeah.
But it's not as simple as you just want to be evil. No, it's not. It's never that simple. Not especially somebody you've had babies with, that you've been living with, somebody you were comfortable fucking last night. Right?
Right.
This is the question. Can friends destroy a marriage? What are your thoughts on this?
If you let them.
I don't think I have to say any much more than that. Right? Because people are like, oh, what are the friends doing there? Like, listen, environmental factors are reality. They're called weather. They're
Right.
going to happen. They're called the feminine energy. Chaotic. They don't give a shit about your feelings.
No.
Friends will destroy your marriage if you let them. Yoruba people say, what that means is that if the wall doesn't open up a crack, a lizard cannot enter it.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, if you let them.
If you let them, you're going to have to let them. These are some of the questions that were coming up on the previous stream I was on before I got here. You know, some people were saying, oh, friends, like, nah, you can't blame the friend. You're hurting yourself, blaming any outside factors outside of you. Pointing fingers hurts you.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't. Hang on a second. Let me catch the phone.
Sure,
Be
sure,
right
bro.
back.
Sure. Yep. All right. So, let's keep going here. Hey, feel free to answer the question in the chat if you're watching me from the chat. I know a few people got here after Anta B ended. That's perfectly fine. I might just push it back to 1 o'clock because of her, because she's the mother of the ship. so we have to make sure we show respect there. All right, good. So gracious greatness, welcome. Yes, it's always good to try to figure out the root cause of the issue. Yes, in the corporate world we call that root cause analysis. If we don't believe that there are women who act like this by default, then I have nothing to say. Oh yeah, you're right, Edith. There are evil people in the world. Both men or women. For the most part, they're not the person you married. If that was the case, it's a war zone right outside of your streets. It's a war zone because they're just evil, right? Anything they see, anything good, the only inclination is to destroy. Right? If by default, they're just evil. Right? Edith is saying something here. Are you back, Mindro? Oh, okay. He's about to hear us.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah. See that comment on the screen?
Yeah, it went this way, but by default, then I have nothing to say. Oh, okay. No, there's a reason why they're behaving that way. You might not know the reason, but there's a reason.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know, and she doesn't even share with you the root cause of it, because she may not know the root cause of it. That's the thing.
She might not know.
Right. People behave this way. A lot of people do because of things that they've been through or things that they've observed other people going through.
Yes. I always miss that.
And they're fearful of that happening to them. So this kind of outburst and behavior is a defense mechanism that they put out there. It's a shield.
Yep.
You know, it's
they're trying to protect themselves.
Right. You're not going to treat me this way. I'm going to make sure you know it. You know what I'm saying? And they cursing at you and everything like that. Yeah, that's what that is, man.
Yep. I said if there are, I said yes, there are evil people in this world, but they're not the majority. If they were the majority, that their default is to just destroy anything good, it would be a war zone right outside.
And like I tell people all the time, say you haven't seen real evil. I have.
Thank you.
I've seen true evil, like true blue. No kidding, that is evil. Like there, because evil, really, no mistaken. There's no good in that person, like at all.
No good.
Everything is bad. As bad.
Destroy it all. Destroy.
Right. I mean, they are very much so a scorched earth person. Even if they're being nice, there's evil intent behind that kind of action. They do nice things for a reason, a bad reason.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like
so profound,
people,
man.
Yeah, evil people do. They are just that. They are evil, and they got to go.
Yeah.
I'm glad that there's so few of them.
They're so evil that even when they're being nice, there's an evil intent behind it, but you're gonna stuck your dick in there anyway.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
And people get caught in the trap. I'm like, how? You know what this guy is. Why would you trust the word he says or believe?
And you don't want me to hold you accountable for choosing to stuck your dick in there, even though you knew it was evil?
Right.
Like right now, like even just the thought of it right now is conflicting to me. It's sarcastic. It's like at the same time, I'm like, nah, stop it. When you engage people in a romantic way, it's because you saw some good in them. It's your responsibility to continue to see good in them even when it's tough to do that, because they're going to rub you up the wrong way sometimes. They're going to get caught up in their emotions sometimes and attempt to hurt you, because hurt people. And if you're not able to see beyond that, even as a man, then you're better off becoming the woman in the relationship. Get down on your knees and propose to a masculine woman. It's okay. Do what you got to do. Take your position in life. It's okay. I don't like when men compete with women. It doesn't help us. Women are just being evil? Does that mean men are just being evil? No, there are evil people. They're the minority. If it wasn't the minority, it would be a war zone outside. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Sorry, Edith, I came hard a little bit there. But that's the whole point of Men of Prestige. We got to ascend beyond the norm, right? The average, right? Yeah, so that's that. Let's get on to the next question here. Let's see if we can knock one more out. You told me to run this until it falls off, until the tires falls off. So let's run it until you're tired. I got one more question today.
Okay, no problem.
Is traditional culture bad for marriage? Whatever that means to you.
It depends on the culture. You know what I mean? And it depends on the two people involved. If one person wants a traditional marriage and the other person doesn't, there's going to be a conflict of interest here.
Exactly.
And therein itself lies conflict and strife. You're already starting off wrong. So is culture bad for marriage? No, not really. Not necessarily. It just depends on the people involved in the marriage and what they want. You know,
exactly.
If you want a traditional marriage, cool. If both of you want that, then I don't see a problem with how the marriage is going to be run, the infrastructure of it. You both know the game plan here. It's traditional. Chances are you grew up seeing it.
Yes.
Chances are, so you know the way it works, both of you. So you know the rules. You know how to do things. So when you violate said rules, you know you're wrong.
Right. Based on those moral standards and compass.
Based on the moral standards of the traditions.
Yeah, of that tradition.
You're wrong. So when you're held accountable, you got no one to blame but yourself.
Yourself. Man or woman?
Yeah, man or woman.
Especially if you're a man.
Because you're supposed to be the head of the household. You're supposed to lead this ship into the promised land.
So you always blame men for everything? Yeah, nigga. Yes. Anyway,
you're the leader. If you're the leader, you're the head of the household. It all falls on you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's so true. I put this in the same category as the friend stuff, right? Friends don't have the power to come into your relationship unless there's a crack already.
Yeah.
Tradition doesn't have a power to really destroy your marriage unless there's a crack already. If you don't agree, right? I think there's a part in the scriptures about division and unity and, a house divided against itself, something like that.
Cannot stand, yeah.
Right. So if you have that kind of crack, for example, we never agreed on that tradition or that culture, right? Then, of course, it can creep in. The same thing with religion. Like, my wife has a Muslim background. She was practicing Christianity. Even at that, even though we agreed on Christianity, the fact that she had a Muslim background created it was a little crack that created a little bit of an issue for us on our 50-year anniversary. Right? We've made it extra 10 years past that since then. But not everyone is lucky like that.
Congratulations.
Right?
The two of you are mature enough to, iron out that situation, with
you know what we had to do?
Conflict. What's up? What you have to do?
Her background, our mother, our father, where that stuff was coming from was a strong hold on her. At one point, we had to decide, like, okay, we figured out, yes, a big part of that credit goes to the leadership of that interrelationship, right? I figured out I get to take credit for that because I'm the leader. I give her credit because that's just the right thing to do because she also had to agree as well.
Yeah.
Right? That agreement was necessary, but somebody had to lead. Because sometimes when pride comes in, no one is trying to lead. Right?
Exactly. Everyone just wants to argue. I'm in charge. No, I'm in charge. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. And time is ticking off the clock. And the two of you are arguing over who's in charge. Instead of doing this, tell you what, we have to do this, right? Okay, you take care of this, and this part. I'll take care of that, and that part.
Yep.
That's the way to work up evenly. Okay. Okay, cool. That person.
For me, I just made it a non-issue. What she wanted was freedom in that moment. It's not forever. Women don't want freedom forever.
Right.
Just being able to see that it's just that moment. The freedom to feel like I also am in control of the agency of my life. Women have a lot they're going through that we would never know or experience it. And if you are humble enough to say, just because of that could actually be bullshit. I may be simping right now, but just because of that, let things calm down a little bit. I feel like it's bullshit though, but let me just calm down a little bit, right? And then just because you allow that moment, you'll find that they'll come to you because at the end of the day, a typical woman, not all women, not the evil one that Edith was talking about earlier, a typical woman will find her way back to that leadership because she wants to follow. Just not in that angry zone. And if you're not able to see that that's an angry zone, it's no wonder. It's little to no wonder that your leadership skills is being questioned actively by the results you're creating. Not me, not Madro. Nobody's questioning your leadership. The result you're creating is saying something is off. That's the truth. That's not the truth I said. The truth is the result, the reality, the actual one, not the one you said is the truth, the result.
Right.
So I think traditional culture and friendship falls in the same category. If you as a leader say, okay, there's a disagreement here, sometimes you have to go 2 steps forward and then 3 steps backwards or the other way around to come to that equilibrium. You take control of that as opposed to allowing the equilibrium to work itself out. Because if it works itself out, it just may mean somebody get deleted. Because it will work itself out. Either you know it, like it, or not.
Right. Whether you want it to or not, it's going to work itself out. And it's usually not in a manner that you prefer.
No. Because you lost control.
Yeah. Because you never took control. That's why you lost it.
Yes. The only control you're trying to do is control the human being.
That's it. Yeah, that's the only thing you can control.
You gotta have your woman under control. You lost control if you have to say that kind of shit.
Exactly. Under control. What is that? Like my girlfriend, I don't try to control her. If there's something I have to take care of, I say, hey, do you mind doing this for me? Yeah, no problem. Do you mind? And where are we going? She always, where are we going? We're going to do this. Okay, cool. What do you need me to do?
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
What do you need me to do?
Yeah.
That. Okay.
Sometimes as simple as what's up.
Yeah.
Because the energy is everything. It speaks louder than our words. What's up, babe? Okay, I got you. Let me take care of this other one first. Just because she feels heard. But here you are, you're trying to strong arm and say, I'm going to make sure this ideology right there is the way it's supposed to be. I'm like, yeah, nothing good is going to come out of that, bro.
Exactly.
Except that you'll be right. You'll be right. I got that part. You'll be right.
Right. I mean, I don't understand the need to say it out loud. I'm like, why? Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it if you're going to do it. And if she doesn't want to cooperate, find another.
Yeah.
Find someone who will if she's not what you want.
Yeah. Gracious greatness. We're on the same page with this. I'm not sure where the pushback is. We're on the same page with this one right here. Yes, if two people are not willing to compromise, that's not. Oh, okay. I disagree with that. Two people not willing to compromise is not a real thing. This always go way over people's head when I say it. There's no such thing as two people coming to the same place at the same time, almost equally. We just agree like that. It doesn't exist. That's the whole point of leadership. It doesn't exist. That, oh, we just simultaneously. It's because probably somebody decided to take charge. Probably emotionally.
Someone acquiesced.
You probably couldn't tell because you thought, oh, we just agreed. When people say, oh, we broke up because we agreed. I was like, no. Who chopped breakfast? Who dumped who?
One person wanted to be there, the other person didn't.
Yes.
If you're the one who wanted to be there, but you agreed to break up, she won. She didn't want to be there.
You just agreed.
Yeah, you just agreed to it.
Yep.
But she took control of that situation and broke it off.
I got to get good at this like Sir Hill.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
That's a good
I got to get good at this. There's no such thing. We just come together and God just made it match and everybody was so compatible. Anytime I hear people, even including Auntie B said earlier, compatibility. Compatibility, I agree to some extent, but I have to ask you, what do you mean by compatibility? Because people weaponize that against themselves somewhere down the road in the relationship. Say, we're just not compatible. They just want out.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're too lazy to work on the relationship. Sometimes it's the grass is greener on the other side syndrome. And they call it what? Compatibility.
Stop the cap.
They do. You're right. You're right. It's just, like you said, they just want a way out, but they're too chicken shit to just say, I want out.
Yeah.
When in reality, that's all it took. All it took was you to say, I want out. I don't want to do this anymore.
Right. So the other person is just confused, like compatibility. We have like 3 babies.
There you go. We've been married 15 years and we have 3 kids together. What do you
25.
mean? Right. What do you mean incompatible? How are you not compatible after 25 years of marriage? You're about as compatible as it comes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So if you say, I have compromised, I've tried my best, the other person is not, then I will agree with that. Sometimes it's just not working. It's not do or die. Sometimes, honestly, backing off completely, sometimes up to 5 years before things can come back together again. There's a good chance they went out to test out shit that didn't work out. Right? But you know, they needed that before they could value what you guys have together. And sometimes it's never, and it's okay. That, you know, life is sweet with or without your partner. That's a mindset that you should always have. It's an abundance mindset. And when you have that mindset, there's a good chance that they will continue to stay attracted to you because of that self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But yes, I agree partially with you too. Gracious greatness and the other way around now. But
He's nuts.
thank you. See, I'm gonna get good at this. I'm gonna get good at this, you know. So correct. And as a leader, you need to lead by example. Yes, this is the only thing that train our kids too. The kids pay attention to what you do more than what you say.
Mm-hmm.
Just do what I say. That doesn't work, man. Especially that you've had to set it. That means something is going wrong already. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you, Mr. Ola. What would you say is a suitable solution if the husband and wife grow apart after many years of being together. You want to speak to that? That's like the same thing we just said.
Yeah, I don't see how you grow apart. It's just one person just one side of the relationship. If you
Stop
feel
the
like,
cap.
right, if you feel
Yeah,
like
that's cap.
if you feel like y'all growing apart, you just want out.
You just want
I
apart.
feel like we've grown apart.
Yeah.
We just matured in two different ways. We've
Oh
grown
yeah.
into two different people.
Yeah.
No, but you grew into the people you are today together. You watched the gradual evolution of the
Right.
two of you turning into the. You're supposed to be doing it together.
What about hey, he just has smelly balls. I'm not attracted no more. I can't see myself having sex with him
That's a
anymore.
cop out. Stop the cap.
Stop the cat. What about like if you're not feeling your wife or your husband anymore? I think you said it earlier. People, you just don't have the balls to say it.
Yeah.
Grow apart is a made-up phrase by the new society we're in because of the demise of duty and responsibility.
There you go.
You know, marriage used to be about duty and responsibility. It was a survival. It was part of survival. You know, if you just have a bunch of kids as a single mother, 200-300 years ago, there's a Mutombo coming to take you guys into and enslave all of you, including you and your children. You know, so having a man in the house, it's a big part of that. It's a big part of survival. You know, having a man that can protect you and the children is a big part of that, right?
Mhm.
And the truth is that the world has changed. So we can't keep crying about that. The reality is that women do have choices now. They have options, or sometimes illusion of options. You know, because those options are not real. At the end of the day, you still want this person, but you just don't need them for the tangible protection provision thing. And a lot of men are not helping the situation because they're emotionally dumb. They put their legs up and watch TV and sports, and you say, "Babe, let's just go out and eat." And he goes, "What do you need that for?" And he goes, "Like, nah, I just want, he doesn't want any part of what stimulates you mentally,
Yeah.
right?
And
So he's not helping either, you know.
right, as opposed to just every once in a while, even if you don't feel like it, just fucking take her out to eat, man. Every once in a while, once a month or so things don't get so stale. You know
Yes.
she likes to do these things, so once a month, think of something she likes to do, and take her to go do that. Once a month, find one thing different, and do something different with her once a month. Take her to a botanical garden, and just walk.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
or take her out to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just do it just because.
Right.
See,
No rhyme, no reason.
For you, it's just because, but it stimulates the biggest organ.
The mind.
Yes. In a way that favors you, bro. Right? This is a good time to say, "Oh, yeah, self-love, bro." No, self-love is bullshit now at this point in time. Self-love, actually, in this point in time, because if you can see further, you have foresight, it actually benefits you. When once in a while, by the way, if you do it every week, it gets watered down. But the fact that it's once in a while is what makes it sweet. Random once in a while. Every other 2 to 3 weeks, you just say, "Babe, let's step out. Let's take a walk." Something stupid. You'll be amazed how that stimulates the mind. Even for you, because sometimes you're sitting in front of that laptop and your life, you don't have a life. Sometimes you just need that. You need to breathe. And what's wrong with grabbing your lady and say, "Let's take a walk"? That's like, to women, their mind is like, especially if you've never done that, try it. It actually has better effect if you've never done it. The special effect is even better, you know?
Yeah.
So to be fair to Gracious Greatness and what D'Souza just said, it's not that grow apart is not a thing, but the humans are still responsible for it. That's my point. the humans. It's like saying marriage is at fault. No, the people in it. If you're a woman and you feel like we're growing apart, remember that the best part about this is to say, okay, let me check myself out of my comfort zone a little bit. Duty, responsibility. It's my responsibility to make this last as long as it can, unless the other person doesn't want to make it last. But to just blame stuff on extremely vague things like irreconcilable differences, evolve in different directions, grow apart, they're vague, right? They're too vague, right? And that's why we
Stop
say
the cap.
Far too vague. It's like it's like we've said before. They just want out. And
you just want out.
They're just too much of a coward to say so. That's all. Looking for an excuse.
You just want out. And there's nothing wrong with wanting out. Remember, we're saying that as well. But you just want out. And you just wanting out is a feeling. And if you know anything about feelings, they're just for this moment. They don't last. It's just how you feel right now. There's a good chance you're not going to feel the same way 3 to 5 years from now. If you're aware of that, then you will engage what you got. If you're aware that the grass always seems greener on the other side, then you will engage what you got and put some effort into making it work. If the other person doesn't want to make it work, then we have a conversation to have.
Yeah. An important one.
Yes, because it's terrible already. That marriage is over. Let me just let you know. You're going to have to start from foundation to build something brand new from foundation. Yes, with that same person, with or without them. If it has to be with them, you're probably pushing them away. You're probably clingy and you're needy, especially if you're a man. It's probably going to work against you. If they want out, you probably want out too. It's just that rejection breeds obsession. You can't see that yet. It's probably already bad before you got here. There's a reason why you're in this space. People pretend like, oh, one day she just changed. No. One day you found out you haven't been paying attention. She left you 5 years ago.
You never noticed.
5 years ago. I like taking care of the audience first. Also, another question. What can be a possible solution if the lady says that she has lost herself? That's a real thing. I hear that so much.
Yeah.
Within the relation, but everything was seemingly smooth before this point. What do you say to that, Mandro?
I still don't know what that's about. I've heard that before. I lost myself in the relationship. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You're doing your duty. You're taking care of your obligations within the marriage.
Yeah.
It's like you said something before. They want to know that they have some kind of
they still got it.
They still got their own self-identity.
Yeah, it's self-identity. That's exactly what it is.
They don't have their whole, this marriage and you isn't her entire world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. They want to know they have their own self-identity. Things that they still like, the things that they like. They like to do the things they like to do. Yeah. Separate from you.
Yes, as an individual.
As an individual. That's what it is. Individuality.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
Yeah. They want to know that they still like the same things they used to like.
Yeah.
Instead of eating the same stuff that you like all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's definitely, not only have I heard it before, I've gone through it before and I came out of it successfully. So I can tell you, right? It's a real thing that women will lose themselves inside of their marriage, especially if they're coming from an extremely traditional place. That's why I said all those men that are looking for traditional women, I'm like, good luck. You think that's really will fix your problem? That will suddenly change them from being a woman to some kind of caricature, made up feminine women? You're mistaken. Yeah, women are women, period. They are going to get into a space where they will feel, the key word is feel, like they've lost themselves.
Right. And I tell people that all the time, like when it comes to dating, because they ask me, Mantrell, have you ever dated outside your race? I'm like, yes. I figured you had. I knew it. I knew you did. You dated a white woman before? Yes.
How? How'd they figure that out?
I'm like, how'd you figure that out? You seem like the type.
Ah,
I seem like the type.
the type.
What are you talking about?
The type, like the passport bros.
Right, like the type that would. But my point was, like, I was like, listen, you guys think you're running away from drama and problems, trying to get women from other cultures, other races, and other countries.
Yeah.
No.
For
dating, I've dated black women, obviously.
Because you've been around. You've been around.
White women, Hispanic women. And let me tell you, you're not running away from problems, dude. They're women.
Women are women. That's your shadow. It's like running from your shadow.
Right, exactly. That's what I've learned. Women are women.
Yeah.
It's like I say, it's just a different brand in some cases. I said in most cases, it's the same brand, same flavor.
Same thing.
Same brand, same flavor. It's like buying cereal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one brand, some brands are made from Kellogg, some brands are made by Post. It's still cereal.
Yep.
It's just different brands, dude.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They have their women. It doesn't matter the race.
Yep.
Not running from it.
D'Souza has a good point here. So she followed the program, right? And leadership, quote unquote, follow the program. The talking points. Follow the program. Follow the leadership. She sacrificed herself for the family. At some point, she's going to be feeling drained. And she will start to ask, what about her? Especially if you're an extremely successful person who is always gone. You get to move, you get to travel. For work, you call it, but we're men. So there's a part of us that's enjoying, especially if it's your dream job. And you're traveling and you're out. And she's stuck with the baby. I know that sounds terrible to some people. What do you mean stuck? That's her babies. Well, she feels stuck with the baby. It's a feeling. It's a reality. Feelings are reality. Right? But that's how she feels. I'm focusing on feeling because I need you to understand she doesn't get to control that. Just like she doesn't get to control if she's going to submit and respect me. See, I would like to put that control on the side of women. Oh, she can just choose to submit. No. The way I move is
causes
what makes
her
to
submit.
She don't control that.
Right. Just like my girlfriend, right? The way I move, that's what causes her to submit.
That's it. You show up and you're consistent.
Right. I never asked her to. Not once.
Anyway.
You know what I'm saying? And
she
not once. I've never asked a woman to submit.
If you have to, it's bad.
Right. Like my ex, right? I talked to her about, what do you think of submission? Because that's when I first discovered this space. This is a few years ago, right?
Right.
A few years ago. What do you think about this whole thing with submission and all that? And so, granted, I had noticed some things, but all right, let me watch this and see where this goes. See if she shapes up. But she was one of those women who, no matter what kind of man you are, no matter how fantastic you are, she was not going to submit. Like she had her own money, her own house, her own everything, and
she's probably a woman of a certain age too, so she's conditioned to take care of herself.
Her mother was like that, very selfish.
Oh, her mother.
Her mother was very selfish, and so I said, I see where she gets it from.
That's what she learned.
If she grew up around this, that's where she got it from. That's what she learned, like you said.
Right.
And, it's following the problem. What she said, I'm trying to look at the question.
Right. She said, what? This is how a woman will feel. She will start to feel what about her dreams, visions. Create enough space for her from the beginning. So
exactly. You do have to. You know what I'm saying? So if she has dreams and aspirations, you have the conversation. What are your dreams and aspirations?
Yep.
How long is it going to take her to get there?
Yeah.
What can you do to help her get there? Do you want to help her to get there? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to intervene with your overall plan for the family? Like, say you want to start a business, you know what I'm saying, and earn money that way, and your goal is to be a multi-million-dollar business in 5 years. Is what she doing going to interfere with that? No. Then why stop her?
It's ultimately a disconnect, right? When it happens to men, it's, this is the point where people say you should have vetted her very well. I was like, stop the cap. Vet. You get to vet. Sure. Most people, by the way, they vet. Okay. Yeah. And most people, by the way, they went through premarital counseling because it's just one of the natural order of things when you're going to get married in a church, in some type of ceremony. People at least engage at least 2 hours, some of them 2 weeks, some of them weeks, and they end up in the divorce court. Why? Because when things happen in real time, they lack the capabilities of being able to respond in real time. There's some core principles. Like I said this earlier, so you can understand this is a core thing. It will happen. I don't care how much you prepare. A woman is going to get into a space where she felt like she's lost herself. It's just a natural order of things when she's given so much of herself, physically, biologically, and emotionally to your world. If she's following this old protocol of traditional marriage, she's going to get into that space. She's absolutely correct, but not from the beginning. Because from the beginning, it's not, you can't even comprehend what I'm talking about in the beginning because you haven't gone through it. When it does happen to you, either 4 years into it, 5 years into it, it's very simple. Back off.
Mm-hmm.
That same space, it's okay to start at that moment in time because all of these feelings only live in the moment anyway. Just in the moment. She's feeling choked up. She's feeling smothered to death. And all you have to do is back off and then engage her, active listening, right? Because if you listen long enough, she will tell you the actual issues because like you said earlier,
Stop the cap.
It is actual cap.
Yeah.
It's an actual cap. There's something else going on. And she's going to have to work herself to actually telling you the real deal. It could be she's feeling lonely. The kids are overwhelming her. These are real things, right? But again, herself, she feels guilty too, having to say, my kids overwhelm me. That's the worst thing that a woman ever wants to say. They don't even want you to judge them because it feels like you're judging their motherhood, right? So if you understand that a lot of the problems we have in relationships and marriage can be fixed by just back off a little bit. Just back off a little bit. 3 steps forwards, 2 steps backwards. Especially when it's about ideologies. What do you mean by that? You lost yourself. Maybe you actually have blue balls from the last 2 months. And now she's saying she lost herself. Like your whole world is in disarray. And you're confused yourself because you feel like your marriage is going down the drain. It's probably because you're not listening long enough. Probably because you're not listening long enough. That means there's a chance that she's just evil too. In which case I have to hold you responsible for marrying an evil woman.
Yeah, you did marry an evil woman if that's the case.
Right? So yeah, this was a good one. This was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. The last, like I said, I finally caught you live a few videos ago. I was just kind of like busy and on the road and stuff like that, so I kind of listened while I was in the car.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but now I'm here, and I was actually caught you live while I was at home. I said, let me join them on the panel.
Anytime you want to join me, man, feel free. I try to catch you on Wednesdays. My evenings I got kids, man. I got a whole life.
That's your evening right there. You got
kids. I'm running about 3 businesses, so I'm swamped.
Yeah.
But recently, I was featured on one of my sister's platforms. She has a huge platform, Auntie B. And, we got some clouds, man.
What's it?
We call her Auntie B.
Auntie B?
Yeah. So I got some clouds over there, man. They like me. They came over here and we took off. And I'm like, I got to keep my foot on the momentum. So that's
keep it up, man. Like I said, your perspective is extremely insightful.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I mean, good grief. Like you see right through surface level, right into the core of things. And we need a whole lot more of that.
We need a
whole lot more of that, man. It is such a and I noticed this last time we were on Sir Hill's panel, we talked like backstage.
Right.
That's when I saw it in you. Like we actually, because you finally actually had had a
Right.
chance to have an
The
actual
after party
conversation.
over there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one
you
of
and
the
I
best
finally
things. Yeah.
had have an actual conversation. And
Yep.
from that one conversation, I was like, he's it.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, I was like, what? Okay. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
fantastic conversation.
Man.
Fantastic. I was like,
Sometimes
man.
sometimes not to cap on myself, but my biggest fear is that I know too much.
Yeah, same here. same here sometimes, man. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
always get it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But when it comes to this emotional stuff, which is majority of everything, including the marketplace, right?
yes.
Yeah, I do see through the cap. I just wait. What I had to learn is I had to wait for people to tell on themselves. I couldn't jump ahead of them anymore. Which was my first move when I first landed in the manosphere. I jumped ahead of myself, and this nigga just came for my neck, almost choked me to death because of the stupid sign language bullshit. But I'm like, oh yeah, I got you. I'll just wait, and then sooner or later they tell on themselves.
Yeah, they sure do. Every time.
Yeah. Like that kid yesterday that I was talking about. He was like, after a while, like people ask me all the time, "Who hurt me?" I hurt myself because I allowed. There you go. He's telling himself. I allow this woman to, you know.
I hurt myself. Because I allowed this woman. Yeah, you did.
You did. Oh, you're a recovering simp. Okay. Now you're trying to project on the rest of us. Right? Let's do one more. Let's get one more. Maybe one more, right? Is this payback or nemesis for men? Right? So this is the background of that question, right? A lot of ladies say, you know what? Men have been evil to men for so long. And all of this old, you know, women kicking their men out of the house, calling a cop, whatever that is, right? Or, you know, dragging them in the court with the child support is payback for men. What are your thoughts about this?
No. I don't think this. You're talking about the women's behavior today? Payback for men?
Right. Just women behavior, having the power to be able to kick it, especially in the Western world. That was a hardcore Igbo woman.
Yeah.
Nigerian Igbo who kicked her man out of the house. And she was imported from Nigeria, meaning, according to the story, she was actually imported from Nigeria, meaning she was married from the village. For the passport bros. This one is for the passport bros. She was married from the village, right?
In the bush.
From the bush. Straight from the farm, right? Maybe not that deep, but yeah, you get the gist, right? And then she still ended up kicking a man out. Is this just women wanting to pay men back?
Well, I mean, for some of them, I'll say that. But typically, what I've noticed, those women haven't even been through anything with a man. So that's why I'm hesitant to say, yes, it's payback for men, because a lot of women, again, they adopt trauma from other women onto themselves. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they'll be with a guy. He cheated on me. How many boyfriends you had? Just the one. So the one guy cheated on you, and now you've been through so much. All men are all animals. All men are dogs. I mean,
they're all scums because of that one experience. All of them.
Right. It's like, so you had one lady. You had one experience, one bad experience. What am I supposed to do now? Get back out there and date. You know what I mean? You're going to stop at one? Why? That's not how it works.
Yeah. You know, I have another one. I've got about 20 that I pull up here that I'm going to be using from time to time. If you think this is a payback or nemesis for men.
Well, you're right.
It's not like she just agreed just to move on with the conversation. You're right.
Well, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. If you think, if you think these are emotional matters, we're not this intentional. This is every time you try to claim that we're this intentional about being evil.
Stop the cap.
No. This is a relationship, a romantic relationship precisely. Okay? Meaning you bowed to this other person, either you're a man or woman. You submitted to this person at some point. So you lost your license to call it evil at that point in time. Is it unfair? Is that unfair?
Oh, you're right.
My job is to call out the reality. You open your heart up to another person, yes, they can absolutely destroy you, even if that wasn't the intention. Yes, of course. If you're a man or woman of certain age, know this. Know this. You sleep at night, you get knocked out right next to them, dead for 8 hours. Yes. Yes, they can destroy you. Even if it's not intentional. So stop putting so much attention on whether it's the intentions or it's not the intentions. When you say this is payback, now you make me want to say, like, you're saying the intentional want to pay people back? No, let's face forward. Shout out to Mr. He Said, my brother. Good to see you, man. Right? No, we're not that intentional, especially if you're not paying attention to emotional intelligence. You're definitely not that intentional if you're discounting the power of emotional intelligence. You're definitely not that intentional. You're direct opposite, extreme opposite of it, right? You have no control because you're dealing with humans and we're emotional beings. Is this some kind of collective? This is the part where they go, Ola, we knew that. We're talking collectively. That's a payback. Like I said, if you're talking collectively,
you're right.
But that's not going to help you because we're talking about your individual relationship still, not collective.
And then how? If it is, then they can never come to us and, well, I think I lost myself in a relationship. Really?
Find yourself.
Right.
You need me to help you search?
Right.
Let's call a therapist. Let's call a counselor. Start with your pastor. They can help. Oh, never mind the guy in your WhatsApp that's already stimulating your brain, making you feel, or the girl, by the way. You're enjoying some kind of attention on the outside of your relationship. Never mind that. I'm just intentionally realizing that I've lost myself. We grew our separate ways.
We just grew in separate directions. No.
Separate directions.
Right. It's like, no. I had an ex-girlfriend pull that on me. I just think we grew apart. No.
You grew that direction.
Yeah. I'm like, what do you mean we grew? What do you mean we grew apart? How do you grow apart? I made her explain it. She couldn't. I said,
no, she couldn't. Because it's a feeling.
Right. Even back then, I was like, if you just don't want to be with me, just say so.
Yeah, she doesn't want to hurt you. They protect us too, and effectively hurt us. That happened with men too. Men do that too. I like to speak because it's a prestige family now. It happens on both sides. Where he's just like, oh, let's just practice polygamy to avoid cheating. No, you could just practice polygamy by telling her that I want a second wife. If she's already a side chick and she got pregnant, one of our actors did that. Right? One of our actors in Nigeria. He had a side chick, got her pregnant, and then, oh, yeah, I got a second wife. Okay.
Right.
Right. Right.
Nah, that was a side chick you knocked up on accident. That was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess what? Guess who's that's always gonna be? A side chick. Because she would never enjoy what that first wife, quote unquote, will enjoy. Because that was a mistake. That was something you were enjoying where you needed an emotional out. It's a man who lost his emotional centeredness. It happens to the best of us. Some of us are luckier than others, right? But you increase your chances of creating better results when you're just aware that you're emotional being like the rest of us. It's half the battle won when you're aware that you're an emotional being. Nah, stop simping this woman, man. Bro, you just got caught up in your emotions. Relax. Regain your masculine frame back right now. All right, good. That was your emotions right there. You just proved my point. Right? Or if you have an actual pushback, you want to debate, throw a question at me or give me a submission. Right? But you find that they usually are not capable of doing that. What up, Just Jay? Good to see you. Day one. The real day one in the house. The real day one.
What's up, Just Jay?
Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's interesting. I think it's the same thing. Here's a solution that I have, and I want to hear your last thoughts on this. Right?
Okay.
Here's the actual solution for a woman kicks the woman out of the house. Oh, sorry, a woman kicks her man her husband out of the house. First of all, it did not start today.
No.
That marriage has been dead in the water for at least a minimum of 5 years. If it's less than 5 years marriage, that means negative, whatever that is. That marriage never existed. That marriage didn't have a solid foundation like 99.99% of all marriages. So it's not out of the ordinary that a marriage doesn't have a solid foundation. People you can't comprehend what you can't comprehend when you're getting into this situation. You just don't know what you don't know. I don't care how much pre-counseling you go through. Please still go through them because you might be able to mitigate a little risk. But you don't know what you don't know. Here's what I want men to understand. You find yourself in that kind of situation, you need to back off. Engage emotionally. Listen actively. Without putting a need on yourself that you must have the answer. Because we do that to ourselves.
I do that.
You don't have to have the answer.
Yeah, I have had to learn that I don't have to have the answer. Because
ever.
My lady, she's not expecting me to have all of the answers.
Exactly.
Sometimes women just want to talk. They want to get things off their chest.
It's a process.
Right. And just at those times, I'm just like, they just want you to listen, honestly. Just want you to listen. That's it.
Yep. That's it. This is
something I had to learn.
Let me make sure that I have D'Souza, tell me, are you a mod yet? Are you a moderator yet? Did I do that? I think I did. But let me know if I haven't. But yeah, thank you so much for your support, D'Souza. Yeah. So, gentlemen, everything, that's what Yoruba people say. You will see me say a lot of Yoruba proverbs here. What that means is the fish, I don't know if it's literal or not, but it says the fish smells from the head.
I heard that.
Yeah. So, leadership.
Yeah.
Whatever, leadership is a given. You don't have to decide it or not. Something's going to lead. Something, just like the equilibrium, right? Just like there's no vacuum in life. There's no vacuum in the position of leadership. Somebody's doing it. So if we're talking about emotional beings, then clearly it makes logical sense to be leading emotionally.
Yep.
Anything short of that is falsehood of logic. You need to go back to your math class in grade 9. If the biggest variable, emotions, you're discounting it, fuck feelings, fact over feelings, your math is not mathing.
No, it's not.
It's not hard enough.
Yeah, I've had to learn that since I've been back here. I have had to learn emotional intelligence. and it has been a big lesson. And because emotions play a big role in our day-to-day lives. Emotions are involved in everything. And I do mean everything.
Literally everything.
Yeah, literally everything. When you eat something, it tastes sweet. It's comfort food. It's flavorful, delicious. Comfort food. It makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying? You fall and hurt yourself. Makes you feel bad. People are looking at you. Now you're embarrassed. That's another feeling, emotional.
It's all feelings.
Right. And it's all feelings. That's another different feeling. And it compounds. And it's like, yo, man, yeah, emotions are in everything. So I've learned to just sit there and listen.
Just listen.
Yeah.
Just listen. Listen, because you're gaining ammunitions to lead.
Mm-hmm.
You're gaining ammunitions to lead. You're receiving more than you're giving away. When all you want to do is talk because you think that's leadership, you're pouring out from an empty cup. You will self-destruct and you will destroy the relationship. And then she will say, I lost myself. And then she will say, we grew apart.
Mm-hmm.
What it means when she says we grew apart is low levels of attraction, below 3 on a scale of 1 to 10. She's no longer attracted to you. It's impossible that a woman will be in love with you and come to you and say we grew apart. It's just, those are two oxymorons. They don't exist together.
Exactly. She doesn't love you anymore. And if a woman doesn't love you anymore, it's over.
Yeah.
Their relationship's dead.
Yes. And it needs to be dead because it probably had a bad foundation. You could still build something with that person, but I prefer that you think of it as with or without that person, you will attract love again. Because that confidence is what she needs if she belongs there in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
If she feels like you're replaceable, you will be replaced. And that marriage, like I said, has been over 5 years at least into the past. If the marriage is only 2 years, okay, you have -3. Do the math. It's bad. You're dead that marriage is dead in the waters. You need to go take care of yourself. There's a good chance you've lost yourself too, bro. You lost yourself. You lost yourself. Take care of yourself. So what about my family? Yeah, what about? It's gone. She's gone. You want to wait until you need video evidence because there's this toxic argument going on every day between y'all? You want to wait until that? You really think you gain something by filming a conflict between you and your wife? Oh yeah, make sure you film everything, bro. Make sure you cover all that shit, bro. Nah, you need to leave as soon as you can. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision.
Get out of there.
Get out. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision. Get out, take care of your manly responsibility. You got kids with this person, take care of those kids. This is not the time to buy her flowers. She can't appreciate it. It comes off as manipulation. You need to go back to the foundation. You need to build friendship with this person again if there's any chance. You need to be able to stay in the same space and have a completely neutral conversation that has nothing to do with your romantic relationship with that person. Your friends are not going to help you. They're going to destroy it more for you because they don't forget. There's a chance you're going to forget everything she did and she said.
But the people you talk to about it, your family, especially your family, they're not going to forget.
They're not going to forget.
And depending on what it is, they're not going to forgive them.
Ever. And that will continue to haunt that relationship. So let's even say you manage to put your household together and you put it back together as a man. That part that they never forgive will continue to haunt that relationship.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they're going to remember that they did that to you.
So anytime there's a little BS from our end, they're going to try to remind you, like, you keep taking this bullshit from this stupid woman. And that's going to affect you. And you have your reasons why you got back with her. You know the value you're getting from this lady. But they don't.
But they don't. Exactly. They don't.
So as for the women, for the ladies in this picture, single motherhood is not your mate. If it's not your portion, don't call for it. If it's a circumstance you find yourself in because some dude is a deadbeat, it is what it is. You deserve better love. But, oh yeah, because you had a little conflict, you want to be so quick to lock in the doors. He needs to go cool off. You're locking the doors. You're always at the top of your lungs. You're yelling and cursing everybody out. Remember what I just said. You will never be forgiven. The relationship you care about will continue to be haunted by all these external forces. The more external forces you have, the less the chances that marriage will ever survive. The further you go, if that marriage is not meant to survive, the harder you're going to fall. So you're just as responsible, ladies. Yes, it's true. You're an adult. I already spoke to the gentlemen. They are leading. And if a man is not a leader, he deserves everything that comes to him, by the way. Okay, deserve is the wrong word. But you know what I mean. That's the reality. It's coming. Right? But a woman needs to understand that she has power. You have power. You need to engage your power. If your man is behaving, you do have power. And your power is not calling him out on his bullshit all the time. You're focusing on the negative about this man and you've forgotten the value that you're getting from him. You need to re-engage with the value that you're getting from him in the first place. And that will expand. That will expand into the other areas where there's lack, where you're feeling pain. It will expand. But gentlemen, there's only so far she can go. A woman is a woman. That's why she's a woman. Stop competing. Stop. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt your family. Trying to competing with your woman. Stay on your throne as a king. Listen. Active listening. It doesn't mean you're less than. Every time you compete with a woman, you go right under her. There's no such thing as equal. We just equally move like this until we just grew apart. There's no such thing. It doesn't exist. That includes every sense. 90% of every time I hear people say they want to hold women accountable. Every single time. I am going to be wrong one of these days. I guarantee you, because I'm a human being. Every time you put so much energy in holding women accountable, you go right under her. That's just not how God designed this stuff, man. That's why you see that it's a failing conversation all the time. All this conversation everywhere. Feminists try to compete with men. Men trying to compete. It's two different lanes. It's a parallel. Stop you're wasting so much energy trying to bring it together. Oh yeah, we're a partner. That's a default. That's not something you have to put so much energy into. Of course you are partners. But the leadership is key. I think Mona Scott. She works and the husband is a house husband. He works for them. In that aspect of life, she's the leader. It is what it is. But you can't have two heads. That's called a monster. I want to hear your last word and then we're going to round up. You made me do 2 hours today, bro.
Sometimes you need to, man. I mean, like I said, you and I had a conversation about power. It was a one-on-one when we did the after show at Sir Hale's show. I was really impressed with that.
Really?
Sincerely, I was.
And that wasn't public. That's a waste.
Right. I mean, I was really impressed with that, man. Like you said, people don't understand power. You caught my attention with you had my full attention. The second you said that you had my full attention, I was like,
I think you were able to understand that because you're a military man.
Right. And I understood exactly what you meant. And I was like, go on. You went on and you elaborated and you explained. I was like, he's absolutely right. But yeah, 2 hours today was good. You know, it was a good conversation. And everyone, you have a lot to speak on.
I do.
I think people would learn a lot from you, a whole lot. So that's why I say sometimes you should go 2 hours. Now, if you don't have the time, you don't have the time. I mean, just
right. I got to figure it out. I may have to switch to morning sessions. We'll see what happens because I have a lot of people in the UK and the Europe, and so I may have to switch to morning hours. Also, the competition in the evening is a bit high, so we'll see.
It is. That's true. But yeah, fantastic conversation, fantastic episode today. Again, I mean, and I've been pointing people to your channel too, to get them to come and subscribe. I mean, I promote you because I believe in it. People do need to hear what you have to say. Absolutely, it's far better than that nonsense that we hear on YouTube in the manosphere all the time.
Right. I want it to stay that way, man. We're gonna take our time.
Yeah, this is far superior to any of that.
Check that out. First ever.
Super sticker. Congratulations.
First ever.
Is that 99 cents?
Gracious greatness. 99. What do you call that? Pence?
Pence? Yeah, pence. That's UK. Yeah, 99 pence.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And
I appreciate that. That's a first.
Greatness. Yes, I am American, and I know what pence is. We're not all blithering idiots, all right? Some of us are cultured. Some of us are cultured, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. The first viral video I did on this platform was me calling out the bullshit of Nigerians going into Tariq Nasheed's backyard to say bullshit, you know. Yeah, you know. And then this last viral video that took us to this level, we have 13 people watching. It used to be 0-1 for so long, 0-1, and that one person would be just Jay.
And when I do my show, I'm gonna every Wednesday. In fact, I got barbershop conversation with Black Men Unfiltered tonight. I'm gonna start shouting out your channel. And
thank you, man.
And
you know,
putting it in the chat, put the link to the channel in the chat and the whole nine, just to drive some traffic here.
Thank. I just need a reminder, man, because sometimes I'm open, but I'm tired of shit. But if I get a reminder, I'm stopping. That's what Sahil does. He reminds me. You know, if I get that reminder, I'll brush myself together and I'll show up. You know,
not a problem.
Please feel free, and you are welcome here anytime. You know, but yeah, thank you so much for that, man. You know, the support is helpful, but this is evergreen stuff. So I expect that it's supposed to take time before it catches fire. It's just the nature of the beast. You know, and no, I will not come and curse out all the women and call the rest of the men simps just to blow up. And I will not be thinking ahead of time, what's my talking point so I can get some attention. Nah, fuck that. I don't need to do that, you know.
Yeah, even with my show, as informational as it is, I don't write a script. It is completely unscripted. My sister, no script. What I have is like, I'll take notes, meaning I'll have like bullet points. Okay, I'm going to talk about this subject. I'm going to talk about that subject. I'm going to talk about, you know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, that's it. Yeah. I have an outlet of just the list of subjects I'm going to talk about. And like, yeah, we talk about it. And I'm like, what do you think of this? And then we have an honest and genuine conversation.
Yeah.
Wednesday was about the inflation report. So
I almost stumbled into that. I did say, I was like, that's interesting. Talk about money, right?
Yeah, well, it's the situation with inflation going on, you know. So the inflation report came out Tuesday, and I know very few people paid attention to it. So I just inform people, this is what the inflation report says.
Right.
This is what all that means. This is what you need to do. Get ready, because this is going to take, it's going to get a lot worse.
It's going to get ugly.
Now. Yeah, it's going to get a lot worse than it is now, and it's going to be that way for a long time. So
you'll be shocked how many people don't understand the concept of inflation, man. I was just talking to my mother, and she was like, "Oh, where's one of those money that they sent to us over the past few years?" I was like, "Why?" I said, "We're paying for that. We're gonna be paying for all of that." And she was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "They're printing money that doesn't exist. Of course, we have to pay for that." You know, yeah, they're definitely good stuff, man.
Yeah, and now they turned the printing machines off.
Yeah, so somebody's have to pay.
And they're actively taking money. It's called quantitative tightening. They're taking money out of circulation. They're pulling $95 billion per month out of our economic system.
Wow.
And they will continue to do that for the next 2 years. Continue taking $95 billion out of the economic system every month for 2 years. Bro, it's going to get tight. It's going to get tight.
Especially if you keep looking for those free checks.
Yeah, exactly. You better get out and make something shake, make something happen. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. My biggest platform is my actual name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna link it. I didn't want to link it because I wanted to separate the platforms before. I'm gonna link them now because now I'm talking pure marketing. It was real estate United States, so I didn't want the audience from outside overseas linking it to it. It has about 3,400 subscribers on it. So we talk about marketing, money, real estate, and stuff like that. That's something that
will catch fire.
Yeah. I'll link it. Some people will be interested. I'll link it. Yeah, I'll link it on the channel page so everyone can see what I'm up to. I'm actually writing a book right now, digital marketing certified on that. So I definitely should be linking that all together. Gracious greatness. Okay, there was a content here that a comment that I saw earlier, but let me just read the rest of them. I wasn't throwing shade, lol. I respect y'all peeps. Want to see an end to the diaspora. It would never end. It's just human behavior. But we can catch one person at a time and let them know generalization is terrible. The reason why we went viral over the past 2-3 weeks is because there was this bishop guy that basically said, don't go to Nigeria and marry. All the Nigerian girls are scamming. I said, what?
Wow.
Like the whole nation? You know?
That's the whole nation.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Every single girl. So I called that out, and then we're here now. We got some clout from that.
Right.
So
I'm not a fan of Africa either, but I wouldn't say that. It really, every single one of
like
them.
Everybody, that's the exact same thing as saying all American girls are terrible. I'm going to Brazil. That's the same exact shit.
Yeah, it is.
Like, come on. So people will continue to do that, but we'll catch one person at a time and we'll correct them, and then they can create a better outcome for themselves. Collectively, like Kamala said, you're right.
Right.
It is what it is.
You're right.
You're right. Right. But you keep projecting that you're right shit on yourself, you will create that result for yourself every single time. You know?
Yeah.
Just Jay, I believe in your content. Always have since I met you on YouTube. I'm excited for the 13 people. Yeah, Just Jay, you missed that. I had 250 people watching that viral video about 2 weeks ago. Live. So all thanks to the Obodo fams. Shout out to Mindra Siswa. I mainly donated because D'Souza is a great mod. D'Souza, you deserve all of that. Deserve from day one. As soon as I finished the last session, I was like, I'm not sure if this is a young lady. I see a pointed nose.
Yeah, is that her real picture of her real face?
Yeah, and she's pretty too, if that's her.
Yeah, she's gorgeous, man.
Right. So I'm like, I'm not sure if that's the real person, but this person is supporting it. I don't care what they do. They might become a dictatorship but I'm modding this person.
Yeah.
Right. So I made sure. So thank you so much, D'Souza. Like, this is how it works, you know. People link with each other and they create different types of effect on each other. Yeah. D'Souza, and I think D'Souza came from she's actually not from Obodo Fams, or maybe she's just on every place. I'm not sure where we met, but I've seen her on Sahils as well. Yeah.
Okay.
100% agree with you. This platform should be bigger than it is now. No, it can't be, because the actual truth is coming out. The other platform, they're just claiming the truth.
like last night was not like Wednesday night was not I didn't do really big numbers or anything like that.
Because it was inflation.
Right. It was something informational. It was actual information about your real things going on in your real life. And people like, I don't want to hear that. Oh, okay.
Right. Oh, Gracious Greatness said, LOL, I'm a bro, but I still got love for you. This I said, bro, that's my brother. Yeah, I think I remember there's a comment that I realized it was okay. No worries. I'm gonna start catching the name. Sorry about that. Yes, he's so gracious. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, you were simping over there with that 99 pence. But thanks, nonetheless. People always call me bro, so I get it. Yeah, I think I saw you on one panel ever, Just Jay. I think he is. I don't know. It's got to be one of those little boys panel on the internet. But I think that was one ever, and I knew you were not. And then obviously, if you pay attention to Just Jay's comments a lot, she always talks about her children. She goes in.
Mhm.
She keeps her foot on Sahil's neck.
She does. I love it, and I love every minute of it. I love Just Jay. Keep it up, baby. Keep that foot on Sir Hill's neck. I love it. I do. I love every second of it.
Yeah. She said that's her. That's you're gorgeous,
Yeah,
D'Souza, and thank you for your support.
She is gorgeous.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So yeah, I think we did justice on this one. I will see. I think what I'm thinking about is 12 noon Eastern time, so that it can be
Okay.
your lunch time as well. If you're working, I am jobless, not in the real sense of it, but as in I work for myself. So
Yeah.
I can squeeze in midday, from like maybe 12 to 2 ish. We can go over the hour a little bit, stretch it out to 2. I'll test that out. I see. That just means I can't do Saturday and Sundays because you can probably tell I'm a church boy. Uh, so and then Saturdays I'm also in choir rehearsals, and I'm a music director in church as well. So but weekdays we could pull off 3 to 5 times a week, 12 to 2.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you're an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
active church member, and in the choir. You're busy,
I'm
and you're a
busy.
father.
I'm a father.
I don't have any children yet. You know
We got to
what I'm
get
saying?
to that, man.
Yeah,
We
I
got to
gotta
get to that.
I
Yeah.
do. I have to get to that. But
If you want, only if you want,
What
though.
I do. I'd love to be a father.
Okay.
I really would.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're busy. I see how parents.
That's my
what
nigga. He
parents
said,
go through.
I'd simp for D'Souza. I love that. With your full chest. Love it.
If it's the Lord's will, we go see.
Yeah. Yeah.
She is a beautiful woman.
He said, I'm not simping for you, Oga. I'm supporting. Yes, my guy. I like it. Let's own the words. Let's put our foot on all this lame ass niggas' neck,
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right. So thank you so much for coming up, bro. I'm just gonna round up in about 2 minutes.
All
And
right.
please drop me. We follow each other on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
We do. Drop, anytime because I know you're busy too. Anytime you remember, drop me a link. I'll come up. I'll just, I'll come up as much as we have to support each other, man. We have to. Keep
Yeah,
doing it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks for having me again. Appreciate it.
No, thank you
Very
so much,
grateful.
bro. This elevates the conversation.
It does.
It does. Yeah. So thank you so much.
No
We'll talk
problem.
soon. All right, bro.
See you later.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen of Prestige, you guys have been fantastic. I really enjoyed it. If it's just me by myself, it's an hour. I will always drop the link in the beginning, right? But if it's just me by myself, it's 1 hour. Okay? Just 1 hour. I'll drop whatever I need to drop, whatever is on my mind with regards to any particular topic. If we have people come in and they want to have a conversation, we'll stretch it for as much as I can. Because that usually, especially if I'm doing midday, I have to get back to work. Fortunately or unfortunately, I have to keep the boat afloat. But I want to appreciate everyone. I want to appreciate every single one of you. Every single one of you here right now, you are my day ones. Every single one of you, you are my day ones. We're going somewhere. Okay? This conversation, somebody's going to Google something and this video is going to pop up. They're going to learn some real life lessons. Right? It's not just about the cloud for us. We I actually want to create a positive impact on people's relationships, every type of relationships, personal, business, with your siblings, with your parents, more importantly, with your romantic partners, because that's how we create offsprings, right? So we gotta pay attention to that. Okay, we gotta pay attention to that. So I can't afford to chase clouds. I respect everyone that have been on their platform. Everyone from the Lapiv to the Sahils to Auntie B. I respect every one of them for their content creation skills, right? But I bring my perspective, just mine, right? And in the moment, I tend to be wrong based off of people's moments in the moment because most of them can only see as far as what they feel in that moment. Um, Beyond that, um, yeah, I'm still waiting for it, and I'm not copying. I promise you. I'm just saying, when it comes to emotions, because I'm allowed to be right emotionally. Because again, people's emotions are emotions. It's not, it is what it is, right? But I am wrong in a lot of physical, real life, financial, my personal. Like one day I'll tell you my business story, okay? Okay? At the age of 26, okay? Multiple millions of dollars in production, both personal net and all of the above. Lost everything by the time I was 30 and I had to build from scratch all over again. I have some real life experience there. I am still wrong a lot when it comes to that because I I am also an emotional being. So guess what I'm usually wrong at? Processing my own emotions. My own because I'm the person, I'm the subject. Okay? So I have to keep paying attention. I have to stay humble at all times. I have to remain it's a lot of work to stay humble when I can actually see where some issues are going to lead down to. What I'm telling you right now is that a lot of men and young ladies with a lot of the bigger platforms on the internet are going to self destruct themselves and their relationships. It's going to happen. It's going to be bloody. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I can't save them. I can't. Okay? There's overload of information. There's textbooks everywhere. Everyone is stuck on terminologies and they're paying less and less attention to the emotions that's playing out in real time in front of them. Okay? They're projecting nonsense from everyone else on their own personal lives. Right? And then they wonder why it's still not happening. Why is it not happening? Why is it not happening? Why, if they were wondering, it's actually still better. What they do is that they turn around their fingers and they point it at the other gender, the other race, the other culture, or the culture, anything but self. Anything but self. They point all the fingers. And guess what they do? They try to do a patchwork, right? They say, oh, if I just get a feminine fit, beautiful woman, FIB, FBI, everything will fix itself. Nothing will fix itself outside of self. It comes from the inside out. Nothing. I don't care what kind of labels, how good that label sound. Nothing will fix itself. That goes for every single person, men and women. When it comes to the relationship, I personally prefer that the man should lead because it helps in the direction of the social construct. And everything else goes the opposite direction. It just means you have to create new rules. There's nothing wrong with a woman leading in a relationship, but be sure that you're creating a set of rules for that reality because it's not going to work. That reality will conflict with the existing rules and it's not going to work. For an average person, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. How do I know? I don't know. Just look at your numbers. It's not working. Right? Look at your numbers. I don't come here and quote numbers at you. I just kind of let you see. I say things to help you to instigate extra deeper thought. Right? Right? Like some things to consider. Right? I want you to assume that I'm wrong, but consider it. Because remember, from day one, I told you this is never about right and wrong. Because you're always right. You have the right to be right. Okay? Because me telling you you're wrong is me telling you that your feelings in this moment is invalid. That makes me wrong. How you feel about your situation, especially with relationships right now, how you feel is right. That's a feeling. It's never wrong. It's like saying feminine energy. Feminine energy it is what it is. It's chaotic by nature, right? My definition of feminine energy, some people have other definitions. Some other people's definition is calm and soft. That's bullshit, but I'll let you have it. You're right. Okay? Bottom line, whatever your label is, in order to create sexual polarity, in order to create the synergy, you can't have the same kind. It works, that idea works against the principle that guides our life. You can't have the same kind. If the other person is being masculine and you like this person enough and you want them, guess what you're going to have to be? Based on your definition, you have to be feminine. You can't engage it with masculine. Right? Then you have, oh, she's combative. She cannot be combative unless you engage, bro. It takes two. She can try to initiate it, but for her to keep it going, you have to engage it. Passively or actively. Because sometimes you're like, I didn't do nothing, but then you're passively aggressive. Somehow you're engaging it. And it's actually worse that you're not able to see how you're engaging it. You're blind. It's like the blind leading the blind everywhere. It happens in marriages, in relationships, in dating, on YouTube, on Clubhouse, everywhere you go. Everyone is just the blind leading the blind. If you're in a romantic relationship with a person, you need that person to be themselves. You need them to want to be there. If they don't want to be there, you don't get to manipulate them into wanting to be there. It will work against you. Because at the end of the day, they have an agency of their very being as a human being. And by the way, it feels better if they want to be there. It feels better if they're with you and they want to be with you, right? But I'll tell you what, if you're loud enough, you can manipulate a few ladies to wanting to be traditional, right? The soft girl era, right? Naturally, right? Oh, that's what they want. Let's give it to them. But if it's not grounded in real foundation, in a good foundation, guess what happens? Now you have a massive blind spot that will show up a few years later. And because it's really, really in the blind spot, it's going to hurt you. Because you didn't see it coming. Guess what you're going to tend to do? Point fingers at the other person at that point in time. But that's what you always knew. You never learn how to work on yourself. All right. So gracious greatness is so God manifested that emotional piece can be difficult for some. It's difficult. It's anything I say here is easier said than done, bro. Yeah, you're right about that. Anything I say here, I guarantee is easier said than done, but it gets easier with time if you practice. Okay. For some of us brothers, because we've had to disengage from our emotions for so long. Yes, you're right. The society does not really encourage us tapping into that space, but emotional intelligence is really the phrase you want to tag on to and become a lifelong student of emotional intelligence. And like Mandrell said, it's just, hey, just always search for what is behind the scenes. Stop gravitating so fast towards bad and evil, or good and evil, or right and wrong, or black and white. Ask extra questions. Why is this person acting mad? You're assuming that there must be a root cause. If you're going to assume anything, gentlemen, we should try our best not to assume. Assumptions make you make an ass out of yourself and yourself. Try not to assume. If you have to assume best case scenario. Prepare for worst case scenario. Assume best case scenario, prepare for worst case scenario, right? Play both defense and offense. Don't just play defense. You will hurt yourself. You will be a loser in life. Playing just defense. There's no sports in life where all you got to do, maybe there is, but most sports, you see what I just did right there? I didn't assume that there's no sports where all you have to do is defend. Maybe there is. But most sports that I know, you have to play both defense and offense in order to win. Because there's always some kind of league. It's not just the person you're playing right now. It's a whole marketplace. So it's not good enough to play defense. It's not good enough. The only thing you're learning in all of this spaces is how to protect yourself. Never do this. You know all the red flags. You know all the red flags. But because you know all the red flags, you don't know how to recognize green flags. You're a human being at the end of the day. Your mind can only function like a human mind, not like a computer. You're not a computer. You have feelings. You will get caught up in your emotions sometimes. Right? So that's a good point. Thank you, Gracious Greatness. I hope some majority of us will be able to learn. It's just practice. Don't expect too much of yourself. Just relax and learn how to actively listen. Don't be so quick to have an answer for everything, because actually you don't. I don't either. Okay? You don't. You will never have answers for everything. Everything in life is a move of faith, including, of course, marriage and relationships. Oh, I should know everything that I want to know before I get inside. Okay. Be okay with being single too. Because the only thing you're going to know is red flags. If you're like the rest of us, if you're a normal human being like the rest of us, there's a good chance that you're gravitating to, and let me learn all the red flags to avoid. You can't see green because all you will see is red everywhere, because your mind is conditioned to see that. Only if you carry a human brain. Okay? I know you guys won't let me to leave right now. Ladies, I'm sorry and I apologize that some of us tough guys and men in general have been dismissive of your feelings. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. But, the work is an actual work. A lot of it is not, we don't need to engage the ladies at all. Because ladies, they're humans, right? They know what makes them feel safe and secure. You don't have to tell them. If they feel safe and secure, they would dump their husband for you. I don't care how much she said to herself for years upon years that she will never do that. Oh no, that's just nasty and terrible. There's a story we're going to cover tomorrow. Maybe Monday. I'm not sure yet. Right? Well, she cheated. She's wrong. Everybody's talking about how wrong she is for cheating. Let me tell you something. The most straight-lined human being would dump their partner for you if they feel safe and secure, especially women. Men too. The way men do it, like, oh, I'm just cheating. I just got hoes. No, you're not that intentional. Okay? Right and wrong matters. But even the court of law said they don't want any parts of it if it's emotionally driven. They created a different type of court for it. It's called family court. And then they separated the criminal court. Right? Why? Because it's a different beast altogether. Right? These are things I just want you to be paying attention to as you move through life. We're not as intentional as we claim to be in the modern times. We are all modern people. Modern women, modern men. You don't get to decide to be suddenly a traditional man. You're not. The fact that you're complaining about women on the internet makes you a modern man in that moment. Oh, it's not really complaining. We're speaking out, right? Yes, it is. We get to decide if it's complaining, not you. It's a feeling. If it feels like you're complaining on our end, it is what it is. Because that's how we're going to respond to you. Especially women will react to you like you're in your feminine energy. They will feel unsafe and not secure around you. So what protects them? The masculine energy. They'll crush your ass out. I don't care if you've been married to them for 25 years. You get cursed out. Oh, but she should know better. You're right. She should know better, right?
You're right.
But the reality is that you're going to create certain types of outcome. Okay. Thank you, Yemi Coco. Thank you for stopping by. Shout out to Yemi Coco. Shout out to, of course, D'Souza as always. Just day one. Nothing beats a woman feeling safe. Nothing. So how do you make a woman feel safe? It's not about what you say. It's not about learning all the right things to say. It's about she feels heard and seen. Are there some women that will never feel heard and seen? Yes, I still have to hold you accountable because you actually have the agency of leaving and go and give some more to yourself. If you're not giving enough to yourself, you find yourself simping to people that don't appreciate you. You're a Mr. Nice Guy. It's not working out for you. It's a manipulative behavior. You're doing it because of what you're going to get out of it. It's not real. You're not really a good person like that, like you claim to be. That's why you spend so much energy on it's supposed to be a give and take. And then you think, what about the give part? It starts with the give, right? You spend so much time on give and take, you miss the give part. You're focused on what I'm not getting anything out of this. There's only so much energy available. If it's give and reciprocate taking, don't you think you should focus more on the giving? Including giving to yourself. Like, don't ask people of anything you can't give to yourself. Right? I don't have an answer to everything. Sometimes I'm scratching my head. I'm confused about so many things. Yeah, just say, I hear you, babe. Let me. I hear you, babe. Not you, babe. Gracious greatness, right? But I'm demonstrating how I hear you, babe. All right, I hear you. Let me think that straight. If you feel the need to answer or have an answer, listen further. Tell me more, babe. If you got that much time in your hands as a man, tell me more. Ask her to tell you more. There's a good chance that she's going to catch herself because, by the way, she's not used to you saying tell you more. She's used to you arguing with her, calling the police on her with your friends with cameras, filming the everything for evidence, just in case we need to go to court. That's what she's used to. But you go say, tell me more. She's going to get caught off guard. She's going to wonder what the hell is going on with you. Guess what's happening when people wonder? That's attraction. That's micro attraction. Because now they're wondering, like, what is he up to? Why is he suddenly saying, tell me more? That's not even his lingo. That's how you want to stimulate your woman's mind. Ladies, there's something he wants if he's a regular human being like the rest of us. It's your responsibility. If this is a relationship you care about, it becomes your responsibility to find out what he wants. Use that to seduce him. You don't need to provide it. If you wanted a BMW, I don't mean you should go and rob the bank and then go and buy a BMW. Just learn how to say, you want a BMW, right? Babe, you can do it. Boost his goddamn ego. Babe, I know you can do it. Maybe in the next 6 months here, maybe you can buy a BMW. What about that other thing you're working on? You say that to us, Mumu button. Whatever that means in your particular relationship, because it'll be different from people to people to, but whatever that is that he cares about, speak life to him. You have that power. Engage that power. All of us, we're not as intentional as we like to claim. We're not. It's all cap. It's all cap. It's all cap. Okay? Yeah, so yeah, my soundboard, I'm working on it. I got some more. Thank you so much, Gracious Greatness. I really appreciate you, brother, because for every man leader that we're able to create, we know what we do as men. We built this world from a physical standpoint. We just need to pay a little bit extra attention to the emotional aspect of things, a little bit more, maybe a tad bit more, maybe a whole lot more, right? We need to do that. So, but yes, I am right, because you are right, okay?
You're right.
But we're going to talk a little bit deeper. We're going to take it a little bit deeper than just right and wrong. That's what I want to do on this platform. And anytime you get a chance, please hit that link, come up, have a conversation with me. All right. I know you're all busy. You just like to listen. Most of you like to listen on the go. I appreciate that just as much. Okay. But when I'm able to engage with people, it takes the conversation to a whole nother level. Okay. But this has been fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. And thank you. Special shout out to my brother Mendrell. Thank you so much for coming up. Okay. And special shout out to D'Souza for supporting the platform. Just Jay, is really, really good seeing you here today. D Love, all my day ones, everyone that's here today. Gracious Greatness. Let me make sure I mention everybody's name because we're not that many. Yemi Coco, shout out to you. Shout out to the first super chat from Gracious Greatness. Shout out to you all. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is another classic. Another classic. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.